Hey guys, and welcome to Kinda Crafty Kenzie. So today's video has been highly requested now, and you guys know if you ask, you shall receive. So let's get into some shabby chic slash French country slash farmhouse decor. So we're going to start off with some of these items from the Dollar Tree, and I just grabbed one of these glass candlestick holders, some of those tumbling tower blocks, one of these little wire baskets, preferably one without the handle works best, and then these stove burner covers. So I just used the smaller one because I felt that it would fit on the basket better. The big one just looked too big, so I just set that aside to use in a later project. And then I'm just going to go ahead and cover this entire burner cover. I don't know why that makes me tongue-tied. And then this candlestick holder in some really white chalk paint. Then I'm going to take these tumbling tower pieces and then this leftover lid off of a candle, and then that little bead came from a set that I got on Amazon. I've used them before. I told you guys they were like an oopsie set because they only have one hole, so they make like a perfect little knob handle. So I just went ahead and glued all the tumbling tower blocks together. I did 6. You might only really need to do 4, but what I'm using it for is a way to attach my basket to my candlestick holder so that it will adhere nicely, like it has a good solid base to attach to, versus just like wire against glass. So I just went ahead and covered that with the white chalk paint along with that candle lid, and then I do end up covering that little ball as well. So I used E6000 and hot glue combo. Because you're gluing metal on metal, you definitely need something other than just hot glue, because hot glue does not stick to metal well. Also, you want longevity, you know? So I just attached it to the top, and what I'm doing is just making like a lid to the top of our basket. You know what I mean? Just like making like a handle for it. So then I went ahead and put the bead on in the natural state, and looking back, I kind of wish I would have left it like that, but I did go ahead and painted it white, like I said. But now I'm just going to attach those tumbling tower blocks that I put together to the candlestick. And then again with the E6000 and the hot glue combo on everything, I attach the basket to the top of the tumbling tower blocks. Now I did go in after it was already setting on it and I applied some more hot glue. This is actually a gift from my aunt, so I'm not quite sure what she's going to put in it. So I might see if she wants me to lay something in the bottom for her. So you can't really see that glue, but the way I styled at the end, you know, covers that glue. You'll see at the end. But I did go ahead then, you guys, and with my chip brush from the Dollar Tree, I went over it with some of the antique wax. I went very gentle because I literally just applied these pieces together with the E6000 and the hot glue, and they would easily pop back up. So just very gingerly went ahead and distressed everything, including the basket. And as you can see, probably would have been easier to do this before I glued it, but Waverly wax does not dry on its own very well, especially on wire. So I knew that it needed to sit overnight along with the rest of the basket since I used the E6000. So that's exactly what I did. After I finished distressing, I just let everything sit overnight. So the next day I came back in and everything is nice and sturdy, and that Waverly wax darkened up and it looks awesome. And this is pretty much done. Now, I always have to add a little finishing touch, so I did have this little bow that I had got like in a pack of bows from Amazon a good while back, and if I can find the link on Amazon, it will be linked below. And then I just simply attached it to the candlestick and then just trimmed up the tails, and that's it. This was so easy, so inexpensive, and I think she is gonna love it. But let me know what you think below. you are new to my channel today, I just wanted to take a second and introduce myself. Hello and welcome. My name is Mackenzie, aka Kenzie, and I am so glad that you are here today. If you love everything to do with DIY and crafting, upcycling, turning trash to treasure, and some shopping hauls, then you are in the right place. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn your notification bell on. You can also find me over on Instagram and on Facebook. All the links are in the description boxes and in my bio. So for this next DIY, we're going to take some of these stretched canvas frames from the Dollar Tree. You need these because you need the frames versus the canvas, so don't just get the stretched canvas. Make sure it's over the frames. I almost made the mistake of grabbing the wrong one, but these are the smallest ones you can get. They're smaller than the 5x7. They're pretty small. And I very carefully, or thought I was being very careful, tried to remove all of that canvas off the frames, for one, to save the canvas, and two, to save my fingers. And I still ended up getting my finger. I didn't even realize that until I was bleeding onto the canvas, but anyways. So then I just attached all of these little frames together because we are going to make a window. I love making windows. I've made them out of all kinds of materials, all shapes and sizes. I style them all different. I absolutely love them. They are super farmhouse, and I thought this would be absolutely adorable to turn into something shabby chic, because it's going to go in my daughter's bathroom, which is already styled with a lot of like blush mauve colors. So this is going to be perfect. So anyways, then I took that ballet slipper and I covered the entire window. And I mean the entire window, because it took a hot minute to get in all those nooks and crannies, but I gave it a good coat of the ballet slipper. So now we're going to take one of these rectangle planks that you get from the Dollar Tree. You get like a pack of 6 for $1. Don't ask me why I'm using a stencil brush to paint it. Finally, my brains came back and I used a regular brush. But I gave it a good coat of white, and then I used my heat gun to move things along. So I'm going to crackle this. You guys have probably seen this. If not, this is awesome. I'm using the crackle medium that I got from Michael's, but there's different kinds of crackle. You can get some on Amazon and such. I probably recommend that over from Michael's, because Michael's is highly expensive. But anyways, all you do when you crackle, in case you don't know, you let that first coat of paint that you put on there dry for a good hour. And then you come in with your crackle and you just simply cover over top of that paint. And it kind of looks like a gel that you're like rubbing on. And then I just did that for the frame, and then I just did that for my little shelf. This is going to be a shelf on my window. So that's what I did for that. Then I let it sit for a good while. Then I came back in with some ivory and went over top of it. Now here's the trick. Especially when you're using chalk paint, because chalk paint is thick. You're going to think, oh no, I did something wrong. It's not crackling. So you're going to want to add more paint. Don't do that. See, I just did that. Bad Kenzie. What you want to do is just do one stroke of paint. Don't go back over it. Don't do as I do, guys. Do as I say, because I don't know why. My brain says, no, do not apply over top of your paint. And then I keep doing it. Because what happens then is it gets like too thick, especially with chalk paint, and it doesn't crackle great. But this still crackled really nice, and I absolutely love the way it looked. So now I want to attach my little shelf to my window, and I did have to use some wood glue because I knew hot glue was not going to hold this entire thing. So I went ahead with some wood glue, which I absolutely despise, you guys. And then I did go with some hot glue to try to get it to adhere, hoping that I could continue on with my project. But that did not happen, so I did just set it up to sit overnight. I did take some hot glue along the bottom of the frame, again, still hoping maybe I could work with it, but again, I just let it sit overnight. So once I got that set up, I decided to go ahead and make some of like the little things that I'm going to add to my window. So I took one of these little silver buckets that I got off of Amazon, and I told you guys about them before. You can get them for the same price that you get the white ones from the Dollar Tree, and they're linked below. I love them because they're silver, and I feel like I have like a fresh slate to paint them, whatever. I don't know. Then I'm taking some of my favorite twine ever, and I'm almost out of it, so I am so sad. That blush pink, and then some brown, and then I just made a simple little shoelace bow. Then I came back in with that wax, and I went ahead and just stressed a little bucket because I knew this was going to sit overnight, and I wanted it to dry and get nice and dark like the first project did. So that's all I did here. as you can see, I did just go ahead and attach the bow, and then I set that aside and let it dry overnight. And do you like my little stand I made? I used my stack of Valentine's Day books and a set of photo frames to hold my little shelf. So then I grabbed some of this cardstock from Dollar Tree. You get 3 in a pack for $1, and I love it because it's nice and thick, like a nice cardstock. Then I took these other cardstock, like that kind of off-white, and then a really, really light pink. I did get those at Hobby Lobby, and all I did here was kind of use the Dollar Tree as like a little bit of extra support. So I glued the white cardstock from the Dollar Tree onto the back of the colored cardstock from Hobby Lobby that I'm going to use in my window to kind of give it just a little bit more of a brace. You could totally use cardboard or, you know, maybe a piece of scrap wood, but I just didn't really have any of that on hand when I was doing this, and it was already taking 2 days to get this video done, or get this project done, so I did not want to go searching. So anyways, I did hot glue it to the back of the frame. It worked great. The back of the frame isn't pretty, so we just won't look at it or talk about it. It's going to hang on a wall in the bathroom anyway, so you're not going to see it. But as you can see, I did just go down the edges of the cardstock and just kind of smeared it around with my little glue spatula. I get so many questions about that, you guys. You can get it at the Dollar Tree in the makeup section. It's actually a makeup spatula. So now I am just hot gluing a little bit of the bottom, kind of adhering it, and I just did the same thing for the other piece of cardstock. I did them like catty corner of each other. Is that right? Yeah, I didn't want them right beside each other. You see what I did. Anyways, I think it's so cute. You guys, I'm loving when this comes together. Oh, and here comes my little Renna. She's kind of explaining everything to me. I just love her. So anyways, then I got some of these awesome 3D stickers from the Dollar Tree, and I was so excited to finally get to use them. So I just went ahead and attached the ones that I like the most onto the cardstock that on the frame, and on this one I went ahead and did 2 because I love the look that it looks like these 2 vases that's a new one, vases or like glasses or whatever are sitting up there with like a little flower in them. I just think it's so pretty, you guys. I love it. I'm loving it. So then I went ahead and attached my bucket. Oh wait, nope, sorry. Rewind. Getting ahead of myself. This little frame you can get at the Dollar Tree for $1. I got a pack of them about the same price. I think it was $1.50 off of Amazon because I needed it. You know what I mean? Where you need something and you're just like, I've never really seen them in Dollar Tree, and I don't feel like driving 30 minutes to buy a $1 frame. So I'm just going to buy some off of Amazon. I don't know. That's what I did. So anyways, $1.50, 50 cents, no big deal. So I just painted it white, and I gave it 2 coats because I wanted this stark white. No distressing, stark white. Then I took one of these little stickers off of one of those sticker sheets I got from Hobby Lobby. I attached it to the little piece of paper that came inside the photo frame, and then you'll see me assemble the frame in a second. Now I'm going to take the bucket, and I just simply tied it to the top of the window, as you can see. Very simple, and then it's just kind of hanging. Oh, I absolutely love it, you guys. Then I went ahead and reassembled the frame, slid that back in there with the sticker, and then I did go ahead and rip off the little kickback stand. I call it a kickstand. I don't know what it's called. The photo prop. I just went ahead and ripped it off. Then I just hot glued it down, and I was like, I don't know how well this is going to hold. But again, I flipped it over and kind of added some more hot glue to the back of that. And then I knew once it's up on the wall, it'll be fine because nobody can bump it. But I am just ecstatic at how this turned out, you guys. This was super shabby chic for me. This was about as shabby chic as I could go in my house, and I think it's adorable. Then I just went ahead and added some of those leftover wildflower greeneries off of the picks from the Dollar Tree, and I just put it in my bucket with a couple of those little purple sprigs that I chopped off one of those other little greenery things from the Dollar Tree, and it is all set, you guys. I am in love. So for this next project, I'm choosing to use these 6 crates from the Dollar Tree. I originally wanted to use the planks that they have, put the square ones down as like the base and then the rectangular ones as the sides, but I didn't have enough on hand. And then I actually had these crates saved for another project. That's why I have so many, but I'll just have to get some more. So you can use whatever you want. You're just kind of making like a like little box, like long rectangular box for like a centerpiece. So anything you have on hand or anything that you can find that you want to use would work. This is just what worked best for me at the time. So as you can see, I just attached the 6 together with some hot glue, and now I'm just going to give them some like a decent paint job. I didn't go for full coverage. With the ivory, it's really light on top of that wood, that pine wood, but I wanted that like little bit of painted look, but I didn't want like stark white, or like I didn't want it to stress, like you guys know what I mean. So I did paint the entire thing inside and out, and that definitely took a little bit, but I thought it was so worth it because you're going to be able to see everything in this crate. Then I took this assembly of bottles that I have. I've got some from the Dollar Tree, one from Dollar General, and then those 2 kind of greenish tinted ones are from Target's Dollar Spot. They came in like a 3-pack for $3. Then I just went ahead and painted each bottle a different color. So this one I went ahead and painted white, as you can see, and then this kind of iridescent-y one, I just gave it some of the Nimbus. I still wanted some of that iridescent to shine through, but I definitely wanted to have like more of a solid color. Then this one, I just gave some of the agave, even though it was already kind of tinted green. Then for this one, I decided to do like a 2-tone, so I did steel on the bottom, and then I did Castle. It's a chalk paint by Folk Art on the top. Then for this last one, I went ahead with the Pool by Waverly as well, that I never use. So it was fun to use different ones. Then this one I already had distressed, as you can see. So I decided to go ahead and just crackle over top of it. I thought it would look really cool. So after the crackle dried for the hour, I went ahead back in with ivory. And because I didn't want to use white or truffle because that's what it was already painted. No, I'm sorry, it was painted plaster and truffle, but it didn't work out for something. So then I just went ahead and crackled over top of it and then did the ivory over top of that. Then I knew this needed some handles, so I just took some of that nautical rope from Dollar Tree and just cut off a couple hunks, measured it out, where I wanted it, and then I went ahead and attached it to the crate. You guys might be able to see the glue marks where I tried to do it one time before after unbraiding the rope, but it just began to unravel so bad that I couldn't do that. So I had to just leave it like a whole chunk. I was afraid it was going to be too big if I didn't unbraid it, but it turned out to not be too big. I think it looks good. So like I said, I just attached that with some hot glue onto the marks that I already had previously. So on the one that I painted, the 2 different colors gray, I wanted a little bit more definition in between the 2 colors. So I just went ahead with some of that natural jute twine and wrapped it around, as you can see, to separate the 2 colors, and anywhere where the paint got a little sloppy in the middle, it would cover that then too. And then this is how the one turned out with the crackle. It didn't crackle quite as much as I would have liked, but there were 2 coats of paint on that already. So I don't know if it was just maybe because it was plastic or it was painted too much. I'm not really sure, but it did crackle here and there. So that's fine. It just changed the look of it. So then I just went ahead around the top, as you can see, and just added some twine to that one as well. Then I came in with some 60 grit sandpaper because I wanted some serious distressing on these bottles. So I just went ahead and really hit them pretty good with that sandpaper to let the natural tone of each bottle come back through, and then to make it look, obviously distressed. And I love what it did to this white one, how all those little bumps and have that you see that, how that comes back clear. That's so cool. And then I did the same thing for this one, but I think they turned out pretty cool. So then I just grabbed some extra little picks that I have in my floral stash. There's some Dusty Miller, there's some eucalyptus, there's some of whatever that is from the Dollar Tree that I just got recently. But I didn't want greenery in every single bottle. So then I went ahead with some of this white baby's breath, and I left the fabric leaves off of it and just put the flower part in. And I only did that on the 2 bluish and greenish tint bottles. But I really liked how that made those bottles just pop more. And then that white popped really good too. So Make sure you let me know in the comments what you guys think about this one, but I think this is a cool cross between like French country and shabby chic. So this next project, I'm literally just using some sticks in like small branches from our backyard. My husband and my girls and I, we gathered up like a whole bunch of wood like in the fall and put it into his wood shed. That way it would stay nice and dry over winter if I needed some, because we're under like 2 feet of snow right now and there's no foraging for sticks right now. So I just took my miter shears and I cut like all those like little stragglers off and then cut the sticks down to the size I wanted. And then these smaller sticks that I'm cutting to make like the rungs of this ladder, I'm using dried out goldenrod that my mom had and she gave to me to use. So it works really nice for this because it's like really sturdy and it's like pretty straight. So I knew the hot glue was not going to hold those together. So my husband did take these outside to his woodshed and drilled some holes for me. Super simple. He just lined them up and then drilled them to the size to make sure that these little pieces of goldenrod would just fit right into, you know, the holes. And it worked out really good, guys, because there was no gluing, no nothing involved. You don't have to worry about it falling apart. So I love that. So then I just took some white chalk paint and I painted over that the wood because I did not want wood color. This is shabby chic, so we need it to be, you know, I don't want to say pretty, but you know what I mean. Like we need some color here because shabby chic is colorful. So I just went ahead and painted it front, back, and everywhere with just white chalk paint. I just gave it one coat and you can still see that it's wood and I love it. Then I have this like little assembly of bottles from the Dollar Tree. I love these little things and I knew exactly what I wanted to do. So I grabbed one of those. I grabbed one of these little wooden keys that I got from Amazon, and then this little like pop out cardboard piece. It's from a scrapbooking kit that I got such a long time ago, you guys. I don't even know where or how or from who or what, but it's just something that I had. So I just went ahead and attached it with some blush twine. Then I went ahead and painted the key with that ballet slipper, and then I went ahead and painted that little, like, looks like a little mason jar, teeny tiny bottle from the Dollar Tree. It's so tiny. I painted it with the ballet slipper as well. Then I went back over the key with some white because I did not want two things to be, you know, pink, and I think it looks so cool how it looks in the end. And then I just took some of this white twine that I have and I just wrapped it around the top of my little mason jar. And then I left it like longer because obviously I'm going to tie it around the ladder rung. And I just glued it so it would stay and then just simply tied it and it stayed really, really well. It looks so, so adorable. Then I just went ahead and attached the key to the ladder as well, but I used the natural brown jute twine because I wanted all the pieces to hang from a different color of twine, but everything to match, and I just love how it all came together. I wanted to add more to this, but it is just a mini ladder, and it again is going to go into my daughter's bathroom. I think it's going to look absolutely adorable in there. And then I just took some of this little greenery, just like a little tiny sprig off of one of those little greenery picks from the Dollar Tree. I put hot glue on it, and you really don't need to. It stays in there without the hot glue. So, but I absolutely love the way this turned out. I think this is such a perfect little shabby chic ladder. And I think it's adorable, but let me know what you guys think. And here comes the final reveal.
I watch you as you drive. Do you know I'm looking? And I can't help but smile. Do you know how much I love you? You put my favorite song on. I put my feet up, and we just sing along. And I can't help but feeling, just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just watch you as you sleep. You don't know I'm looking. With you everything's complete. Do you know how much I love you? I put your favorite song on just to wake you up. When I dance around, I can't help but feeling I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? I'm loving this moment. Can we stay here together? If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever?
You guys can see how I styled this basket at the end. I just went ahead and put some of those like little filler balls that I absolutely love. I get those everywhere inside of it, and I think it's really pretty. It actually matched perfect with my decor, but it is a gift for my aunt. She did request it, so I told her I would make her one, and I thought this would work perfectly in this video. I'm not really up on the shabby chic and French country decor, so I did do some research, and then I chose some items that I thought would go best in my home that I like the most. Other than this, everything will remain in my home, but I really love this. After I had this styled with these little filler balls in it, I was like, I might have to make one of these for myself.
If I could stop the time, don't you know that I would? 'Cause I'm just loving this moment. Can we stay here forever? Forever. 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 I watch you as you drive. Do you know I'm looking? I watch you as you drive.
You guys, I have to say that I really did have a lot of fun making this video, making these DIYs. I really never thought that shabby chic and French country would be something that I would enjoy or that I would even want to decorate my home with. But after you guys kind of gave me the challenge to try some, like you thought that I would be kind of good at it. So I really did enjoy making these, and I love the way they came out. So I really think I am going to go ahead and do a little bit more here and there. So I'm really excited about these. Don't forget to let me know which one is your favorite. I really can't decide between the window and the ladder, but I'm leaning towards the window. I just absolutely love the way that all came together. So if you guys like this video, please give it a big thumbs up before you go. It really does help my channel grow. And if you aren't already subscribed, go ahead and smash that subscribe button and leave your challenge down below in the comments, because I'm loving this. I'm having so much fun. So you guys are the best. And I will see you guys very, very soon in my next one. Bye, guys.
With you everything's complete. Do you know how much I love you? I put your favorite song on